Next is item number 24, an application for a certificate of appropriateness in the Borough of Manhattan. Docket number 15-3481, Block 825, Lot 17, 43 West 23rd Street, also known as 24 to 28 West 24th Street in the Ladies Mile Historic District. A neo-Renaissance style store building designed by Henry J. Hardenberg and built in 1893 to 94. And the application is to replace entrance infill.
Good afternoon, Commissioners and the Waterloo Preservation staff. The item before you is for 43 West 23rd Street in the Ladies Mile Historic District. This is a through-block building located on the north side of the street between 5th and 6th Avenues. For your reference, these are the existing conditions photographs, and we are focused on the south facade of the building. This proposal is to replace the paired entrance doors with a revolving door, keeping the historic surround, and installing a barrier-free access door at the fixed display window adjacent to the paired entrance doors. It appears that the wood entrance doors are historic, but the fixed display window and the bulkhead are modern. The project representative, Robert Roble, is here to further explain the proposal.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. As demonstrated, basically what we are intending on doing is replacing the current swing doors, pair doors, with a revolving door, not within the existing opening, not disturbing the existing detailing of the opening itself. Be that as it may, we have a certificate of appropriateness for enlargement of the existing lobby, which this basically leads into. If I can show you on another drawing. This is what is there currently now, and we received a certificate of appropriateness to enlarge this. Therefore, this storefront is now part of the main lobby. What we'd like to do is, again, install the revolving doors in this existing opening, not disturbing the opening itself, and by putting in a handicap accessible swing door in the storefront location, which is now or will be part of the main lobby. The client wanted to maintain and bring out the uniqueness of the staircase within that main lobby. These are the existing doors now. As you enter, as you can see, it's a very small, tight lobby. But this is the staircase leading up, which is visible, which would be visible from the new storefront, basically the swing doors. In other words, it will open up and be visually pleasing to the main lobby. Well, as I said, the lobby is extremely small. That's why we asked for the enlargement. The swing doors that we're providing, or we are proposing, basically we would be maintaining this. There's a hydrant here. This will be moved, but we would be maintaining the bulkhead detailing, which is this is the existing. We'll be maintaining the existing bulkheading detail on the doors. The doors would be 4 foot wide. The opening itself now is approximately about 4 foot 3, 4 foot 4, 4 foot 5. So what we'd have to do is add mullions on the sides, and to maintain the height of the doors to match the revolving doors, we would be adding a cross piece, and also hardware. It gets a little involved as far as the hardware and things like that, to maintain a 3 foot clear opening. The door itself cannot be more than 4 feet according to code in width. The handicap accessibility, so we don't protrude over the property line more than 18 inches. We have to set a offset pivot door, hardware in this location, so that we maintain a 3 foot opening for handicap accessibility. while maintaining our 18-inch minimum, maximum extent over the property line. I know it gets a little involved, a little tricky with codes and rules and regulations.
But that, excuse me, that door is at the same plane as it is right now, correct? Where you have the
Yes,
window?
absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Did you, is this a standard-sized door? Is there a reason why you can't?
It's a 4-foot wide door by 8 foot wide.
Right, but is there a way where it can match the existing transom? Because you've put in a new element there.
The existing height up to here.
Right.
I believe what would happen is our pivot hinges, which are located here, in this little location here, and down here, I don't think they would be able to carry it. That
It would be,
Yeah. I've researched the doors extensively.
You're saying it can't be that height? You're saying
Yeah,
it can't be that
correct. This height, basically, we're maintaining the height of the adjacent revolving doors that we're providing, that we'd like to provide, while maintaining this same height. I know it gets a little tricky here, but to go that high, I think the proportions would be a little off and would not look correct.
wouldn't it look more similar to what there is right now?
I can't disagree with you in that regard.
Okay,
I
but-
again, I don't think we can maintain, I don't think we can get the door that high. It'll probably be about 9'4" or something like that in height, and the hardware would not, we wouldn't be able to hardware strong enough to maintain that.
And this ADA compliance door is required under the code that you have to provide that? You have to provide it since you're now providing a revolving door?
Correct.
Okay, I
And the
understand.
reason for the revolving door is basically as a windbreak, weather break for the large main lobby.
All right.
But
Other que-
that
yes.
top line is the top line, so the top of the transom is existing, is the existing line.
That's correct, yes.
And so if you had a door that high, how high would it be? Again,
It would
how
probably
high?
be about, I'd say probably about 9'6", 9'4", 9'6". I'm concerned with the hardware
Look at that, 9'6".
on an offset pivot.
You're saying you can't do hardware for that?
Yeah, the hinges, basically the hinges. The hinges are an offset pivot type hinge that, if you look on your plan, which would be drawing 4, you'll see in this location here, we are, the hinge is not actually right at your mullion, not at your jamb. It is set in here, so that we can, so we're not extending over the property line more than 18 inches. So therefore, if it was a straight hinge, I'd probably go 10 feet with the door. But with an offset pivot hinge, we have to be very careful that it doesn't come off this track, and that's a concern that we have. Believe me, I've researched it quite a bit. I was talking to companies up in Buffalo, Ohio, and local.
Okay, are there any other questions? Any other questions? All right. The Community Board, in this case, Community Board 5, recommends approval of this application for the replacement of the lobby entrance at 43 West 23rd Street. And we have speakers on this item. Kelly Carroll?
Kelly Carroll, Historic Districts Council. HDC commends the sensitive approach taken in this project to install a revolving door, especially including matching the wood finishes, brass details, and wood and glass kick plates of the double doors and preserving the portico. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any more speakers? All right. Do you want to add anything else to the record? Any questions for the applicant? All right, we'll go into discussion. Yes.
Could it just look one more time, because I don't want to seem positive, but I have seen very high doors done like this. I'd like to see it just look one more time.
Okay, so we can ask them to work with staff on that and see, okay? And otherwise, are there any concerns? Otherwise, I would agree with some of the testimony we heard, that in fact the revolving door is in fact sensitively, I think, treated. And in fact, even having this other door in the side, while it's not exactly what we have right now, it's not, I think, a significant detraction. Okay. All right, we can close the hearing. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, Marjorie, you want to read it? Okay.
In the matter of a certificate of appropriateness for 43 West 23rd Street, also known as 24-28 West 24th Street in the Ladies Mile Historic District, the application is to replace entrance infill. I recommend approval, finding that the replacement of the simply designed historic doors and modern infill will not eliminate any significant architectural features, that the presence of a revolving door will be in keeping with historic entrance door types often found at buildings of this type, style, and age, and that the design of the revolving door will recall the appearance of the historic doors in terms of materials, finish, and framing, and will relate well to the door surround. That the presence of a pivot door within this portion of the bay, adjacent to the revolving door, is not a, is not a typical feature of buildings of this type, style, and age. Its simple design and proportions will help it remain a discrete, compatible presence and will provide barrier-free access. And that the configuration, materials, finishes, and details of the infill will be in keeping with such aspects of historic infill typically found at buildings of this type, style, and age, and will harmonize with the infill at neighboring bays of this building, provided that the architect work with the architect worked with staff to see if the door height can be increased still on the pivot hinge.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this motion has been passed.